Starting our first map onto Oregon will be a Digital Dynasty as defense first and TransacT as our attacking team on the blue side. As soon as you're going to see that on screen. Yes, right there, Digital Dynasty banning first, therefore banning the Thatcher out. So your only shot in really having anti-utility is the IQ and the Twitch. Twitch probably being the better choice in that. Although you could still do something with IQ. Important thing is when Thatcher is gone, most teams primarily try to defend a watchtower defense. So I'm interested to see if this is exactly what Digital Dynasty are shooting for. It could work out, actually. Lion Maestro being the next ones to be banned, and our last one probably being the Mira. Yeah, Mira coming in as our last operator, being banned out of the game, will not be seen anytime soon. And just like that, we will go into our first map. Oregon here for Digital Dynasty, like I said again, the defense onto Kidstorms at this point. Not actually the not actually the Watchtower defense, but the Dorms defense. So a castle being picked by Bum Bum, probably Bum Bum. Smoke, Jäger, Bandit, Legion coming out, Bum Bum switching to Caveira, MGK, Scully, Rubber, Pain, and Matt McLaren picking Twitch, Thermite, Zephyr, IQ, and Glass. And I think this is a TransacT lineup we've seen a lot, because TransacT's got a lot of players as far as I know, and I've seen many different changes throughout the matches, but I think I've seen this lineup 3 times in a row now. For TransacT, if they are finally bringing through one lineup that can try and understand each other, it should be a good choice. I mean, it worked the last plays and games. So, Bum Bum, no, Bum 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 Bum. Not really sure how I should pronounce it. I'm guessing Bum Bum now switching on that castle as the 6-pack, so we're not going to see a Caveira, but actually the castle now as our 5th operator for Digital Dynasty. Panda downstairs together with OSK. Not trying to see if we can do anything upstairs. The floor is still closed, but I'm guessing that someone will destroy that floor right here on the dorms to actually at least try and see if someone is coming through the staircase, because that's a good place for that castle barricade to stay in, because right now you can open up the floor down here like I said and try to watch if someone is coming from the staircase. There's not too much TransacT can do except for, well, breaching through or doing the hard work and trying to get through. And McLaren now already on his way inside, or at least on top of the roof. Need to see if he can maybe find anyone inside. And GK slowly droning in is the Twitch. Bum Bum taking some damage in the armory. Seeing the damage he's taken probably by the Twitch drone will be seen by Scully on his drone. So Bum Bum now in a really bad position, because there's one player outside just waiting for him to do a mistake. Bum Bum taking more and more damage. Pain getting that kill. Do a mistake, make a mistake. So he makes that mistake. Comes out a little bit too much to the front. Pain will take him out in the end and brings this all to a 4v5. MGK now waiting for the player in Kidstorm. That is Panda to slowly come out. There's still OSK who's just waiting, and Scully who's now trying to breach through with his exothermic charge. So now 3 ways to go in. 4 actually, if Rubber that is, can go in from the side. But OSK finding the kill against Scully at least gives it all a 4v4 draw. Those sides evening out. Still multiple players downstairs, and Apollo could probably try and come from behind. So could Patronizing. It's actually right now downstairs. Still, Rubber finding the first kill against OSK. So now it's right now just Panda on side. Apollo at least getting one kill. Panda hearing that the defuse is going to be planted will find 2 kills. Apollo with the kill against Rubber, and Panda amazingly getting Pain and MGK. One player planting the diffuser, one player looking the complete wrong way. And with no one there to take Panda out at all, Matt McLaren will be in a 1v3, won't be even able to get one kill, and will be taken out by patronizing. But it probably could have been the round for for TransacT. Digital Dynasty had one player going in, and well, still on the side. That was Panda, and he just rushed out. They probably should have heard them, because he wasn't really the quietest man. He was running around. I mean, yes, Bandit isn't really loud, but loud enough to hear him if he's in another room. So TransacT, well, actually missing that kill, that opportunity to win the first round, and gives it all to Digital Dynasty, who are now 1 round in the lead and are trying to take that lead to 2 rounds. Kitchen, Dining Hall now coming out for Digital Dynasty. Haven't seen that side won too often by the defenders. Going to be honest, I'm not sure if Digital Dynasty can win this right here, but they are still trying. And still has the smoke. They bring out the Echo, and other than that, the Echo, it's all the same. They just switch out Patronizing, who was playing as Legion, who's now on the Jäger, to Apollo, who was Jäger before, who's now playing Echo. For MGK, it's now going to be not the Twitch, but in this point of time, the Capital. They bring out the Blackbeard, and that's it. That's all the changes coming out for TransacT. Don't know if it might be enough. Still, they are trying. OSK trying to see if he can maybe find anyone outside. He's giving at least one shot, but not hitting anyone. Boom now closing up behind. At least holding off that there's anyone coming through. MGK slowly drilling in, but won't find anyone right now. OSK still setting up his batteries, but that's not too late. Seeing that Scully hasn't even tried to come in. MGK at least seeing where OSK is. He probably needs to be careful. That wall breached open. Still Boom coming from behind, coming from upstairs actually. Finding Rubber with one shot. Rubber, who was standing way too far back actually, who will be taken out with one shot and bring this all to a 4v5. Scully still downstairs, still waiting for that anti-utility to come through. They've opened up their window. Still need to try and break down those batteries. MGK now slowly coming around. There's a shield right in front of them, and that's just a thorn in their eye. OSK getting the kill against MGK, and like this will be the 3v5. OSK hearing that there's someone behind him. C4 being thrown, won't get any kills. Scully waiting if he can maybe try and get one kill. Pain being taken out by Bum. No, taking this all to a 2v5. Scully still staying alive, still waiting on anyone to push him to the hallway. Matt McLaren still upstairs trying to find if he can maybe see anyone. He will be stunned by the yokai. So TransacT now in a 2v5. They still have the thermite. They still have the possibility to breach open that wall. Problem is Matt McLaren needs to go downstairs. Or Scully, for that matter. They need to find those batteries. But that shield positioning is just so well planned by Digital Dynasty. If you're not bringing a Twitch, of course you're going to lose that round. Or, well, not lose that round. Although it's looking like that for TransacT right now. But at least not opening those walls, because you've got no way of getting toward those batteries. Matt McLaren now on his way trying to at least get them, but he's completely alone on the side. OSK just waiting behind the bomb, will find him right there. Now it's all onto Scully. Scully in a 1v5, and I don't know if charging in right there just wasn't a huge mistake. OSK finding the last kill brings this to the 2-0 for Digital Dynasty. 4 kills on OSK, who's playing really well actually. Gotten the last 2 kills, I think. It should have been the last 2 kills in the last 2 rounds. And that brings us all to a 2-0. So, TransacT, now with a 2-round deficit. Need to try and at least get 2 rounds in this half to draw it out again. They also somehow need to find a way to at least get the lead into this half. Digital Dynasty are so close toward that lead. They just need to win 1 more round. They actually won Dining Kitchen, which I didn't really expect, and now Laundry Supply Room, which is one of the more easier sites to defend and should work out for Digital Dynasty pretty well. Thing is, if they actually win this side right here, they aren't going to be able to play this till the last at all in this half actually, seeing that this is now the 3rd round. You're only going to be able to replay if you're winning all your rounds. You're only going to replay the first 2 rounds. Well, at all, you're just going to replay the first 2 rounds when you're winning. So, actually patronizing down on the ground, taking some damage, probably through the wall, through the hedge. I don't know, but he's taking huge damage. Needs to be picked up again. Lucky he's still alive, actually. But seeing that they won't be able to play this again, they probably need to go back to kitchen. I mean, it worked out. They had They had all players alive, didn't they? I think they just lost 2 players in the first round, that's all. It's huge for them. Because that shouldn't probably happen. And McLaren now trying to drone in, trying to see if he can maybe find anyone on his drone. Rubber coming around the Sophia. He's already inside, already in the corridor to dining. Matt McLaren droning up. I'm pretty sure there's no one upstairs from the defenders. No. Boom, right here in meeting. OSK on this side. Apollo, well, in tower. Panda on side and patronizing. Already on half, but still in meeting hall. So all the pressure towards the upstairs area. I mean, it's not completely wasted. They can be sure they are not going to be attacked from behind, except for Apollo, who might just go a long con, go up the watchtower and come from behind. But they are at least sure that there's no one coming from behind anytime soon. Pain taking some damage through some needles. He has got some players inside the meeting hall. Boom boom. Going a little bit further. Pain setting up his claimer. Boom boom. Still waiting. Will open up fire right now, but take most of the damage himself. He's down to, well, 3/4 of his health. OSK at least finding the kill against MGK. And he brings this all down to a 3v5 with the next kill by Apollo. Panda still waiting for the players to come around the staircase. Opened up will now be the hedge. Panda still getting back a little bit more. Pain waiting for Boom Boom to come out right there out of the meeting hall. But Boom Boom, I think, is already on site. Matt McLaren again coming down the stairs. Scully waiting if he can find anyone upstairs. One smoke already been thrown. Matt McLaren on the side will try to plant the diffuser. Question is there yokai in reach? I think there should be, but that yokai won't be seeing anyone soon. Panda will come forth, will find the kill against Matt McLaren. And this is beautifully played by Panda, patronizing, finding the next kill against Pain, and now it's all down to Scully. Scully in a 1v5. That's the Thermite, still on full HP, still has 2 Texanian, still Texan Dynamites, 2 Texan Dynamites, or exothermic charges. But will not be able to use them anytime soon. He's got 15 seconds and he needs to get 5 kills. Patronizing, coming from behind, coming from meeting hall actually. Finding him right there through the doorway and getting the last kill of the round. So 3-0 now for Digital Dynasty. Like I said, we're not going to see the basement defense again in the next 2 rounds, meaning this half. But they were able to win all 3 rounds so well. They haven't lost 1 player in the last 2 rounds. They've lost 2 players in the beginning. This isn't looking good for TransacT, and it's looking better than ever for Digital Dynasty. Who just lost, like I said. OSK in the beginning, Boom Boom in the beginning. That is all. 5 kills on OSK already. Castle, Smoke, Jäger, Bandit, Legion coming out for the Dorms defense. We've seen that already. It worked out perfectly fine. DokeAB now coming out for MGK. Didn't see DokeAB in the first round. What's also different, I think, the Hibana pick. So IQ now the only anti-utility. Probably switched to the Twitch? No, Sledge actually. So they've got Zofia as both a disruptor and a soft breacher. They've got the Sledge as a soft breacher and Hibana and Thermite as hard breachers. And MGK of course again as a disruptor. Maybe even information gatherer, seeing that you can hear where your enemies are. I'd call it more disruptor. I don't know if I'd pick 4 breaches. Like, you've got no anti-utility. You really need to hope that you're going to find some way to get rid of Panda's batteries right there. Otherwise, Scully is not going to be able to breach through that wall right there. Which is probably your main attacking point if you want to charge in as Thermite. There's nowhere, nothing else you really need to attack as Thermite, or in that case even Hibana. But I don't think you're going to be able to attack that. Maybe you could have tried to attack those batteries from down below as IQ. But right now, with no anti-utility, you don't even have the bug to come in from below, open up the floor to try and find the batteries. You probably need to charge around the corner, maybe through that window, to see those batteries, which also isn't the best idea. Interested to see how this is going to pan out for TransacT. Rubber already getting up the window, trying to see if he can maybe find anyone on this side. I think that's OSK who's a little bit right there in Dom's main hall. Yes, he is. He's actually... It looked like he was panicking, but actually isn't. Just waiting to see if he can find anyone through the small crack between the wall and the bomb. Won't be able to do right now. Apollo in the kitchen, just waiting. Pain in Kids Dorms. Panda. Pain's in the other team, waiting in Kids Dorms to see anyone patronizing downstairs in the kitchen as well. And Boom Boom in the meeting hall entrance area, just waiting to see if he can maybe find anyone in the main lobby. 1 player already spotted, I think, in Armory. Should be Pain is droning downstairs as the Sledge, at least seeing where Boom Boom is. So he knows now that he needs to be careful. He also knew that he was spotted. Boom Boom now completely downstairs in the basement. Will not do any more damage to Pain right now. Just getting out of there. At McLaren, hoping to see anyone soon. Scully seeing that Wallace... Well, actually castled off, and somehow they were able to get those batteries. There was no one to defend those batteries, so Scully able to breach through. I think they actually used the window to see where those batteries were. Got all 2 of the batteries, and now OSK also spotted. Knows at least where Matt McLaren is. We'll take him out. Scully coming from that breached open wall. Boom Boom finding the next kill against Matt McLaren. Scully still waiting, and OSK just waiting for Scully to push through. Pain still there, getting 1 kill. Rubber getting the next one, so Scully can charge through, can try to get on the side. Apollo is the only one here to at least try and hold anything off, together with Thunder actually, who are still in the Kids Bombs, who is now going back. So both players now on the same spot. Need to be careful that no one's rushing through. Seeing them back to back. Pain getting the first kill against Panda. Panda falling to the ground, 2v3. Pain waiting to see anyone coming from behind. Rubber waiting to see anyone below. If now facing toward the staircase, and Apollo and Patronizing now in a 2v3. Diffuser planted, and they are already charging in. Rubber finding the kill against Apollo, and now it's all down to Patronizing in this 1v3 situation. He really needs to be careful with the time. He needs to find 3 kills in a matter of seconds and get the diffuser out of here. One player already running outside. That's Rubber finding the last kill, and he will bring us all to the 3-1. TransacT able to find the first round into the match, bringing us all to a 3-1. Digital Dynasty losing their first one, but they are still 2 rounds in the front, leading with 2 rounds. TransacT weren't looking too good in the beginning of this round. I was really unsure about their setup. Like I said, no anti-utility. They managed. They actually used that window that was blocked off by Digital Dynasty at first to try and get those batteries out of the game, which worked well. Don't know why. Like, I think I've seen this with TransacT, who actually did the same mistake Digital Dynasty did right there, ignoring those batteries, not trying to set new batteries up as soon as those batteries are down, because you have enough batteries on Bandit to do that. But isn't going to work right here for Digital Dynasty. Still, the beginning of the round looked really well in point of view of Digital Dynasty, who were able to actually get 2 kills to begin the round to start it off. But, well, then lost the complete rest against a really good-looking TransacT, really in tune TransacT. They played together, they played that well, attacked from multiple sides at the same time, and they used those multiple sides to get the necessary kills done with 2 players still alive, able to look at both entries, and like that were able to bring the diffuser down and, well, didn't even need to wait out the time to stop the killing in the end. OSK right now not trying to go outside, try and get a cheeky spawn peek. Boom Boom blocking him off right there. Scully trying to drain in. They are seeing Patronizing upstairs in the dorms area, and I think Payne's on his way up there as well. Boom Boom playing this in the watchtower, Panda in the showers, Holland in the kitchen, and OSK in dining hall. Payne right now coming towards the armory. He knows there's one player Patronizing upstairs. Patronizing already getting attacked by another player. Needs to be very careful. One drone seeing him. Patronizing on his way downstairs. He's at least on the stairs now. Will be seen by Scully's drone again. And won't risk it too much. Rubber also charging in. Lee's droning to see where that last enemy player is. MGK also here. There's 3 players just to take out Patronizing. Apollo also on his drone. On his yokai. May be able to get something out of this. Help the Jäger on Patronizing to find the necessary kills. Needs to be careful that his yokai won't be taken out. And also, Digital Dynasty need to be careful that this isn't just a huge distraction. Patronizing finding the first kill against Payne. Rubber coming back down instantly, trying to find the next kill, which won't be happening anytime soon. Patronizing already safe in the kitchen. Boom Boom just waiting for the Ash on Matt McLaren to come into the lobby. He will find MGK. That's not Boom Boom, that's the Dokaebi. MGK falling to the ground. Boom Boom pretty successful with that. And TransacT losing it all by not watching any corners. Like MGK, of course there's going to be someone standing on the side. You need to be careful with that. Now again, one player coming from behind, that's Boom Boom. Giving huge amounts of damage to Scully, who's now down to his last 2 HP. He's on a slither of health and needs to be careful with it. But dropping downstairs, being picked up by Rubber probably soon. That's Matt McLaren actually. So that Thermite is at least back up to 50 HP. Boom Boom now being attacked by Rubber. Here's where Rubber is, but Rubber's swiftly getting out of there. The Boom Boom now trying to attack. Sees 2 players, will find one. The second kill won't come through by him. Matt McLaren still on half of his health. Rubber still alive right there. But OSK taking huge amounts of damage. He's now back to 5 HP. Needs to be careful with those. still finding the kill against Matt McLaren. Apollo finding the one against Rubber. And now the 4-1 for Digital Dynasty, who are working out pretty well together. 3 rounds in the lead. First half already over. And TransacT, they are really sweating right now. The first drops of sweat should have come from TransacT a long while ago. Because a 4-1 is not really a situation you want to play in. It's 3 rounds in the lead for the now attacking team for Digital Dynasty. We are playing this as Ash, Thermite, IQ, and 2 still unknown operators, Twitch and Ying. They actually bring out the double breach, double anti-utility, and the 1 disruptor. Bandit, Mute, Jäger, Smoke, and Doc going out for the Dorm's defense with TransacT. They've got the 2 anti-utilities actually. 2 anti-attacker utilities for TransacT. They've got the Delayer and Disruptor on Smoke, the anti-attacker utility actually also on Jäger, while actually anti-nades. And on Doc they've at least got the supporter. Glass now coming out for OSK. So they ditch the... was it Ash? I think it was Ash.
Attackers need to locate
and are now going to try to win the Dorm's defense with a sniper in hands. And already droning in. Haven't seen the most standard plays for Digital Dynasty. Actually playing Dining and Kitchen twice isn't something you really see. Well, I'm curious. I'm actually seeing Watchtower more than Dining Kitchen. They haven't played that at all. They were completely comfortable with Dining, and they won that 2 times. More than they've won Dorms. Dorms now being the first defense for TransacT, and they need to win this. If they lose this defense right now, they are going to be in a 5-1. Meaning all the best they can do is in overtime. Which isn't really what they want to play. Apollo trying to see if he can maybe find anyone shooting through the windows. Boom, already on his way up. So is OSK. OSK coming to the roof, trying to find anyone through the walls, but it's Patronizing who will find the first kill. MGK through the wall will be down instantly, immediately out of the game, and that is the Bandit out. So no Bandit tricking now coming out from MGK. He does that a lot. He's not going to do that right here. I mean, it's not the best to Bandit trick on a map like Oregon, seeing that if you really want to Bandit trick where it counts, you're probably going to be attacked from behind. We've seen that for Digital Dynasty with the window to actually at least take out the 2... No, TransacT to actually at least take out the 2 charges. Apollo getting the next skill against Rubber. 3 players already on their way in. There's still 1 player alive in there. Apollo trying to find that player who's now in the showers, who's now going to be cornered by 3 players. Apollo and Patronizing right here, trying to find that kill. It's Matt McLaren who takes some damage. He will be now taken out by Apollo, and now it's all down to Scully and Payne. Payne at least finding the kill against Patronizing, but Apollo being down to the ground, at least taking out the next player. Scully now in a 1v3. He's got 1 player on the ground, could try to take him out. His position known since he shot a corpse right there, hoping it would be Apollo who was dropped right there. Smoke coming up by OSK. OSK is just waiting on that first window to see if he can maybe find Scully anywhere soon. Apollo and Panda attacking from behind. First one to go in will probably be Apollo, who's now first droning in. OSK throwing out another smoke, hoping that this one will actually be able to pick Scully out. But it's now Apollo who came from behind, who found the last kill and brought this to the 5-1. Actually, Apollo through the wall, drove him out, did that pretty well. Well, his enemy wasn't expecting that. Scully, I think, didn't even see the drone. So, instantly dying right there. 5-1. And map point now for Digital Dynasty. They've got 4 rounds to win just 1. And the way this is going for Digital Dynasty, so well. Apollo and Panda actually just on 1 death The most amount of death you have is on Boom Boom with 3. This is going so well for Digital Dynasty. I'm not sure if they are going to win this map or if TransacT can even bring this to an overtime. Digital Dynasty should have this in their bag because Oregon seems to be one of their strongest maps, and I'm interested to see how Clubhouse will pan out. Oregon is one of the more known maps. Clubhouse, of course, also known, but it's back in the map pool or map meta since it's been redesigned. So
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I don't know. You probably don't know too much at this point about Clubhouse, seeing that it was nearly never played before. Question is, how well do both teams know? Scully opening up that wall right there, so no one can actually try and breach open that hatch through the wall. Rather, Matt McLaren probably setting up his mute jammer right here on the desk. So if that should work out, if they don't get rid of that mute jammer, they probably should be able to keep that hatch closed all the time. Matt McLaren now getting upstairs, Rubber's still waiting and meeting. Actually changing positions right now. We've got 4 players all downstairs, patronizing on the blitz, already going through. Will lead the charge into the blue room, into the bunker. Doors open, patronizing on his way through. Payne on the echo, trying to at least be able to get a kill or a stun against patronizing. Panda already opening up with his thermite, and patronizing is already in, already trying to go in through the corridor. One C4 being thrown, patronizing will be down. Rubber finding the next kill against Boom Boom, and now it's all down to a 5v3. OSK, Apollo and Panda, the last 3 players alive, and this is not looking too good for Digital Dynasty. OSK being spotted by the yokai, swiftly going back right there. Apollo hoping that they can find one kill on the player coming through right now. That is Payne. Payne with the immediate headshot. So now it's all down to OSK and Panda. OSK already down to 2 HP. Needs to be careful with his health. Payne will take him out right here, right there. And so it's all down to Panda in a 1v5. He won't be able to actually pull this off, won't he? So this should be the 2-5. At least the possibility for TransacT to catch up a little bit. How well this is going to work out, I don't know. Thermite now throwing one flashbang. Panda swiftly changing positions. So this still in a 1v5. Panda hoping he can do anything from repositioning. I think there was one player also upstairs who got them through the floor. I think Panda's probably going to try and shoot for him. One player also in the workshop, if I see this correctly. Panda should be seeing him right there. That's Payne. Payne out of the game. 4v1. Panda still on full health, but his position is known, and he still has 4 players to kill. And with every kill, his position will be known even further. Rubber taking him out in the end. Flashbang won't do too much. Rubber, we see here, pushing out while hearing the flashbang, finds the last kill. And like this, brings this to the 2-5. So TransacT catching up a little bit. Just a 3-point lead now for Digital Dynasty. And Dorms, again coming off for TransacT. Wasn't their best defense. The enemy team was able to pick them out pretty well. So... oh. TransacT now in question. Are they able to pull off a better defense against this Digital Dynasty, who are looking quite well? 2-5, still the map point for our now attacking team. Buck, Ash, Twitch, Thermite IQ coming out. Legion, Bandit, Jäger, Smoke, and probably the Vigil on Matt McLaren, if he's not switching off. No, it's the Valkyrie. It's the Valkyrie with the black eyes now coming out for TransacT. I don't know if Boom Boom was actually trying to switch to another operator. He picked the 6 pick, but he's still staying on the block, because he didn't really have time right there. So I'm guessing it's just, you've got the pick, might as well use it on someone. It's not like it did anything, or it would be wrong to not use it, but... Oh! Boom Boom still staying as the buck. Follow. Trying to see if we can maybe find anyone. MGK just setting up right here as the Legion. Hoping that someone will come in from Armory. If they actually do. They have no straight shot towards the hallway. So that's what TransacT is actually banking on right now. Scully setting up his batteries towards the attic. Normally he plays one player in the attic. I think it's mostly the Legion, so in this case MGK. But no, there's no one in the attic. Just 2 reinforced walls. So interesting decision by TransacT. Scully already downstairs, hoping he can find anyone coming in. There's one player coming towards the classroom. Window opened up. Scully won't be able to find him, patronizing, using that distraction to, well, actually pick out the bad decision made by Scully to stand out in the corridor. Scully out of the game, 4v5. Boom Boom at least taken out by Pain. It's a 4v4 now. As OSK on Ash, just waiting to see if he can maybe find anyone in the lobby. Rubber was trying to come up, will be actually found by Panda's drone. So Rubber now in a maybe 1v4. His enemy team knows exactly where he is, so he needs to be careful. He's still on the drone, taking that out at least. Going toward the watchtower. He can maybe even find a way out. Question is, will anyone try to push him? Patronizing on his way downstairs. Rubber now in supply, hoping he can find anyone. Patronizing not really pushing him. They are just waiting for Rubber to come upstairs. Still 1 minute 25. That's more than enough for TransacT to defend, but more than enough for Digital Dynasty, of course, to win this. 1 minute and 15 on the clock. OSK taking huge damage to the floor. Is now down to 25 HP. But Panda already setting up his exothermic charge. Is trying to breach through, and breaching through he will. That wall will be opened. And like that, they should have vision onto the next side. Panda staying alive, trying to see any of his enemy players. OSK taken out by Matt McLaren, but Matt McLaren's position now completely known. He's in the armory, trying to stay alive for a little bit longer. Payne finding the kill against Apollo. Matt McLaren in a 1v1 against Patronizing. Patronizing taking huge amounts of damage. Needs to back off immediately. Panda still alive. 2v4. Still, this 8th round isn't looking good for Digital Dynasty. Panda taking out another player, but Rubber with the next kill against Patronizing, coming outstairs, finding that next player, and now it's all down to Panda. Panda's got 15 seconds. There's still a gas canister in front of him. There's not going to be another one, but Payne finding him with his SMG-11, finding the last kill against Panda, and bring this all to a 5-3. TransacT losing the lead of Digital Dynasty. You are now just 2 rounds in the lead. They were 4, but now it's 2. Still a map point for Digital Dynasty, and it will be till the bitter end. Well, at least if we're not going to an overtime. If we go into an overtime, of course, the map point will then be completely out of the game. Till, well, maybe even 2 rounds in. Jaeger, Smoke, Castle, Echo, Bandit for Kitchen, Dining Hall on TransacT. And for the attackers, Glass, Zephyr, Capital, Thermite, and IQ. 2 rounds still to go. And TransacT now still shaking. Sniper still picked on Boom Boom, who, I mean, didn't do too much on the glass. Really wasn't able to get kills. Didn't get kills, wasn't able to. but is trying again. Is trying to find his enemy players to pick him up. Capital going in for Apollo, of course, trying to do anything with his darts. We've seen the Capital for TransacT. It didn't really work out. They had one try to shoot a flaming arrow right here in the corridor. I mean, yes, they blocked off the way of Digital Dynasty, but there was no one coming at all. So it wasn't really the best setup for a Capital at that point. Matt McLaren now trying to utilize what Digital Dynasty just taught them. Setting up the shield. And right now, with no Twitch on the enemy team, they need to open up that door to try and get through those batteries. Or what they also could try is open up this door, go through, shoot through the wall and hit the 2 batteries. TransacT never tried the second option. Always just went for the first one, which of course didn't work. OSK already opening up that first door. Is now seeing the situation he's in. That he's not able to try and get those batteries out of the game. Hoping that someone will push him from upstairs. I think there were actually shots coming his way. Still staying alive, still taking no damage. Rather finding the kill against Patronizing. That's the IQ gone, so now a 4v5. Boom Boom still waiting outside for anyone to come through the watchtower. OSK still hoping that he can find any way to get around those bandit charges. And then on the thermite. They have no explosives. And with no explosives, shouldn't be able to get around the shield. They're now realizing the situation he's in. Panda moving a little bit more forward. Boom Boom still waiting on anyone to show himself. MGK hoping he can find anyone through the showers. So is Scully through the kitchen. Matt McLaren now back in the bathroom. And Panda actually now breaching through. Rubber trying to see if he can find anyone outside. Panda using one exothermic. Has opened up at least one window. Had they opened up the walls right there? I didn't know where he used that. But I think they actually have. Yeah, they have opened up that window. I'm not too sure how they did that because I didn't pay too much attention on it. But it worked out perfectly for them. Matt McLaren getting 1 kill against OSK. OSK still staying alive. I think they probably utilized the smokes on the glass. Throwing those smokes, going inside, trying to find how they can get around the shield. Matt McLaren on 25 HP, throwing out his C4, Boom Boom still alive, but also on 25. Apollo, together with Panda, still towards the office. Smoke going in. Flashbangs being thrown. Panda now on the side, planting his diffuser, needs to be saved by Apollo, because Panda, losing huge amounts of damage, is now down to the ground, is actually staying in one gas canister. Scully finding the kill against the diffuser, Matt McLaren getting 1 kill against the glass, and now it's him coming around Apollo, finding the last kill, and bringing this all to a 5-4. TransacT catching up to Digital Dynasty, and are now 1 round behind them. Last round of this first half, and Digital Dynasty using 1 huge lead. This is important for them. Mute, Smoke, Jäger, Echo, Bandit going out for Laundry Supply. Aki, Thermite, Hibana, Ying, and Zephyr going in for Digital Dynasty. Legion actually switched now for MGK. So, Laundry Supply. Our last defense by TransacT in this second half. After this, we maybe even go into an overtime. TransacT didn't look good at all in the first half, but the second half is looking better and better. Mute now for Matt McLaren. For Laundry Supply, I think you're probably better off picking Mute, seeing that he's got longer ranges to hold off enemy utilities. Or, well, breaching charges, that is. And that's really just good on one position, being that one right here, to just hold off anyone coming from that hedge. So Scully opening up again that window, Matt McLaren just reinforcing that hedge. And with the mute jammer up here, they should be pretty good to go. Question is, how's TransacT going to defend this, because their first defense on here looked pretty well. But in my opinion, Digital Dynasty did some huge misplays by just charging in with, well, at least a blitz. But they charged in with, I mean, I think 5 players from the bunker. And all those 5 players got taken out immediately. It didn't work at all. They can't do that again. They need to be a little bit more careful. Because our TransacT played this with all players downstairs. Well, not all players, but a huge amount of players downstairs. Yeah, this is not going to work. Rubber downstairs just in the meeting hall, trying to hold anything off. 4 players again on the side. And Rubber hoping that he can find anyone who's right now coming from the outside. That first wall opened up. Rubber just now slowly changing positions. The Zephyr coming from the kitchen will force Rubber to do so. Has still Payne on a drone, so Payne can actually help him to try and defend where he's standing. Panda also burning in. Rubber down the watchtower. Actually on the 2nd floor. Needs to go downstairs to the 1st floor again. And try and defend from there. Meeting hall now slowly being attacked. Payne taking his drone out. Boom Boom at least trying to see if he can maybe find Rubber. Rubber somehow staying out of position for the drone to spot him. Boom Boom now having the right nose. Seeing where Rubber is. Rubber now being spotted. Needs to be careful because he's being pushed pretty soon. He still has Matt McLaren to defend him, but Matt McLaren is also changing positions. That first hedge has already been opened up. And they have 1 player completely out of position on the defending side, so they could actually try and go in with a 4v5. Panda, I think, is trying to breach through those hedges in the meeting hall. But they still know where 1 player could come from, so they still are paying attention towards Rubber. He's still trying to somehow get around here, somehow try and get through to OSK and Boom Boom, who are now just waiting for him to push. OSK now utilizing that hole opened up. Boom Boom using those Candelas to get the kill against Rubber. Candelas also being thrown downstairs by OSK any minute. Coming out now, but they've got they already have 1 player on the side. That's Apollo. Panda following up pretty soon, patronizing down to 1 HP. Needs to be careful because he has the diffuser. Boom Boom taking huge amounts of damage. Patronizing will be taken out immediately. Matt McLaren at least getting the kill against Boom Boom. Panda getting 1 refrag. MGK still exceptionally good with 1 kill against OSK. Apollo needs to try and plant that diffuser anytime soon. He's got 15 seconds. Will be pushed by MGK. MGK finding 2 kills. And this is the overtime. Both teams not doing anything while attacking, just winning 1 round. And 1 round isn't close enough to be enough for winning this. So now 5-5. Overtime coming out, TransacT somehow keeping up with their enemy team. Legion, Smoke, Bandit, Jäger, and on Scully we are going to see another operator anytime soon. Kids, Dorms, Main Hall, the defense. Sophia, Hibana, Thermite, IQ, and Ying coming out in the attack. Switch it up again. Jäger, Smoke, Castle, Echo, Bandit on the defense. And actually, Kitchen, Dining Hall. Which worked out, yes. Digital Dynasty staying on the Twitch. They need to get around the shield. The shield just cost them too much time and too much utility, because they actually had to use 1 smoke at least to get around the shield safely, and not even too safe. So that shield was the biggest thorn in their eye. They need to get around that, they need to get the bandit batteries, and if they can use the Twitch drone, utilize it good enough, to open up the wall right here without Panda even having to leave the office. This should be their round, because as soon as they are able to do this, they are opening up to a three-way attack. They've got one entrance here, one here, and one here. Question is if they are going to use every one of those entrances. Maybe they even come from upstairs.
10 seconds remaining.
You want to attack from multiple sides. This is what they didn't do on the, well, basement defense TransacT had the first time. They attacked with all players from the same side. So, yeah, it didn't work out at all. MGK playing as Jäger. Got 4 players now right here in the kitchen, while Matt McLaren actually down to the side in the bathroom. Rubber trying to take out one player immediately. Boom Boom, I think, charging in. No, it's not Boom Boom coming in. Probably was Apollo, who's now still staying alive. And on the Thermite, coming towards meeting up. There's no bandit batteries, if I see that correctly, on the wall towards the kitchen. But there's still one yokai drone. Pain, at least taking out one charge. Well, not completely taken out, but delaying one charge. Not the best idea yet, seeing that they now know there's a yokai drone right then. They now know that they are paying attention toward that side. I mean, they would have probably, because Nexothermic is pretty loud. Well, I don't know what that yokai was supposed to do. Maybe give them time to have one player coming from behind, but there's still Boom Boom, and the amount of time you had by just shooting up one yokai charge just isn't enough to actually get around Boom Boom with enough time to delay the exothermic charge again. One player now completely upstairs, probably coming to try from the attic. Apollo holding off right now as the Twitch, seeing him with his drone. That drone staying alive. So is Apollo, but that player is coming around. Now trying to come in from behind. MGK seeing Boom Boom right away, bringing this all to a 4v5. Charlie hoping he can find anyone in the kitchen. The defense for TransacT, of course, one of the strongest, together with the one for Digital Dynasty. Both attacking sides were pretty bad. Well, not bad, but not that strong. Matt McLaren coming from behind, finding 1 kill, finding 2 kills. The 3rd kill on MGK, and also all onto Panda. He will be taken up by MGK, and now this is the 6-5 map point for TransacT. And we're going in one more defense round by Digital Dynasty, and then it's the last defense round for TransacT, which isn't too good for Digital Dynasty. I'm actually surprised TransacT was able to bring this to an overtime. And in the overtime, I mean, it's always the cost of the coin. If you've got 2 teams who are just able to win defense rounds. Of course, the team that has to play 2 defense rounds is probably going to win. And this in this case is TransacT, which, I mean, you changed up how you're going to play the main game completely, or main game, yes, completely, the full time. But as soon as you've gotten into the overtime, in my opinion, this is too much RNG. Make an overtime 2 of 4 rounds, and if one team is going to win in those 2 rounds, let it be. If not, give them another overtime. Just like Counter-Strike is doing, because that is actually how you're supposed to do that. That's not RNG at all. That's, in my opinion, fairer. Yes, of course, the games can and will be long. In that case, it probably would be pretty long. But it's the fairest option you have. This RNG coin flip. I mean, you're supposed to learn from mistakes of others, are you? Overwatch did that in their first season, I think. Had the coin flip. Literally the coin flip. For determining who's playing attack and defense in the overtime. That didn't work out at all. Not at all. They put that out in, I think, 1 season. I'm pretty sure there's going to come a time where Ubisoft is realizing, yeah, Blizzard was probably right with this one. Because they need to have a fair overtime. I mean, also the overtime completely ignored what happened before in the first half, with one team on 5 minutes still getting shut down by the one team who put the card in the overtime. But that's a different game. We're playing Rainbow Six Siege right now. OSK now on the smoke. Dorm's defense for Digital Dynasty being blown open is the first window. Rubber finding that first kill. OSK falling to the ground. And I think Dorm's was the 1 point Digital Dynasty actually lost. So this might be a slight risk to go on here again. They are already losing their first player. They just need to hope that their other 4 players can do the trick. Apollo now trying to come in from behind. Bim Bim trying to come from below. At least hearing there's one player now upstairs taking some damage by a goo. Apollo in the office actually not able to do too much. Boom Boom now up the stairs, hoping he can find anyone in the lobby. He's patient right now, but at some point he needs to go in. Because Apollo and Boom Boom being completely shut off from the side, Panda and Patronizing the only 2 players on the side, is a risk in my opinion. Because that way, you're in a 2v5. Because there are 5 players already charging in. MGK being back on his drone, Scully at least opening up one wall, trying to see if he can find anyone through that wall, at least finding Panda, who's taking out one drone. Apollo now coming upstairs. Question is, where's Boom Boom? Boom Boom needs to try and coming from behind. 3 or 4 drones now on the sides. Patronizing being seen by one. Scully taken him out immediately. Scully still alive. Matt McLaren taking huge damage, is now down on the ground. Boom Boom trying to get the kill on Payne. Payne, I think, also on the ground right here in the attic. There's one player picking up 2 players. One's Matt McLaren, who's already picked up, who's on 50 HP right now. The other one's Payne. Still, this will be the 5v4. Yes, you've got 2 players down on the ground, but that's still not a kill. Apollo waiting for the enemy players to come around. Boom Boom trying to see if maybe anyone comes around to the meeting hall. Logic Bomb coming out. Boom Boom's position will be known. He will charge out right behind those players in the attic. Pan and Apollo still on the side. 15 seconds for TransacT to charge in. Apollo will be down. Panda will be down. It's all down to Boom Boom. Boom Boom in a 1v4 at least has this wall open. There's one player, Scully, completely lying on the ground. The fuser being planted. And now Boom Boom 1v4 needs to have enough time to kill 4 players and defuse the diffuser. He's at least finding Rubber. Scully being picked up again. Finding the last kill against Boom Boom on 50 HP. So now 7-5 for TransacT, who are actually able to find this first round. First map going in to TransacT eSports. 10 kills on Rubber, 11 on Payne. So now we just have to be patient and see how our second map is going to pan out. Our first map looked very well for both. Our second map will come soon. Any minutes. I'll see you all back after maybe a short break. So, our second map, Clubhouse, coming out now for both teams. Digital Dynasty, I should mention, now on the left side on blue. TransacT still, therefore, on orange. Switch teams before I was able to tell them that I can just switch which team's attacking first. But okay, I should probably give you game sound. Ying, our first operator, being banned out of the mix by TransacT, who put Ying to the ground immediately. Not Twitch, Ying. So our second operator will be Hibana. If that would have been Twitch, yeah, no. Could have just let that there then. But it's Hibana, Doka AB, not Hibana, Doka AB going out for the attacking side second. We've seen some Doka AB plays by TransacT, I think even some by Digital Dynasty. Not most that worked out. Mira again coming out for the defense. Will be banned immediately as the first one by Digital Dynasty actually, and TransacT now on the third ban on Bandits. So there's not going to be any batteries in the game, nor there will be any mirror windows or one-way mirrors. So yeah, First round, defense for TransacT Gym Bedroom will be the one played. Jäger, Smoke, Castle right there picked, Echo Valkyrie coming behind, Bug, Thermite, Thatcher coming out for the attack inside right now. The Jekyll against some roamers. I mean, you can roam on a map like Clubhouse. It could work out. I mean, it's not the best map. I'm pretty sure I'd say a Bank and Consulate are up there. Seeing that there's always three floors above each other. But on Clubhouse, that's mostly the case. So a Jekyll could, a roamer could still work, and therefore a Jekyll again also. Hibana coming out for Digital Dynasty. And if you've paid attention, Digital Dynasty actually putting in a substitute player on probably Jagaben? I'm not too sure. I'm guessing it's Nordic, seeing that one player at least is finished. So maybe Erben. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like if it's anything like Swedish, and I haven't paid attention in Swedish actually, so it's probably wrong. I don't know. It's Yach or Yach. Just tell me. Yeah. But Digital Dynasty now trying to work out with, or trying to make it work out with that substitute workout. Get it? Oh, he switched out actually. Apollo's still in there. Is Boom Boom out? No, Boom Boom's still in there. OSK is leaving the mix. MGK on the Maestro. Haven't seen the Maestro in the last match, seeing that it was probably banned. Rather playing as Jäger. So Apollo, Yach Erben. Going to call him Yach Erben till I hear differently. Now coming through the garage right there. Boom Boom droning in. Matt McLaren on his yokai will at least see Boom Boom's drone. Panda already on his way in. Scully won't be able to do too much. He's completely on the other side. Well, actually, Impact coming out, but it won't do anything at all. It's completely on the other side of that exothermic charge. But a nice try to take it out at least. Throwing one Impact, it didn't really work out. Panda dropping in from the other side. He's got Patronizing completely with him. He's got Apollo with him on the Hibana. Actually, Apollo's still waiting upstairs to do anything. Boom Boom on Zephyr coming in from the garage. GK being the first one spotted by the Jekyll. Needs to be careful because the wall completely to his position is now opened, and this position is also known. Scully opening up the wall towards the bathroom, so MGK can at least try and walk out there. Scully can actually walk in there. Matt McLaren still chilling in the shower, hoping he can find anyone. Patronizing, finding the kill against Pain. In cash room rather right now, walking out, hoping he can stay alive for a little bit longer. MGK taking huge amount of damage. He's going downstairs, and that should probably have been spotted, but he's trying to find a kill from downstairs, trying to find anyone through the floor, which actually won't be the case. 4v4. MGK still staying alive, but there's a player in garage that could come in handy to take him out. I mean, he's on 5 HP, so there's not that much of a threat on him. Just throw one flashbang on him and he's nearly dead. Actually, speaking of flashbangs, Scully completely flashed. We'll have to duck to try and stay alive right there. At McLaren, on the OK, at least sees where Panda's coming from. Panda coming from office. Boom Boom finding the kill against Rubber. So now they at least know where that Zephyr is. Zephyr now trying to come from the gym. There should be a player watching the gym, as there was just a castle on the other side. Yes, and that castle is waiting for Boom Boom to make a mistake. Boom Boom showing himself, will take loads of damage, still staying alive, still on 25 HP, dropping downstairs, hoping he can do anything. Apollo now with the diffuser, he needs to try and get on the point. Matt McLaren finding one kill against Patronizing, finding the second one against Panda. Scully finding Apollo with not enough time. Boom Boom won't be able to make a 1v3 happening. He will get the kill against MGK, but that's not enough time to get another kill. And like that, a 1v2 till the end. and the first defense win for TransacT. I mean, both teams on Oregon, if you've missed that, looked pretty well. Oregon was a 7-5, so a win for TransacT. On defense, both teams did pretty well, seeing that they both got a 4-1. But the attack for both teams just isn't working out. I mean, in 3 rounds, TransacT was able to kill 2 players while attacking in 3 rounds. Which Digital Dynasty had 2 rounds in a row flawlessly played. Just isn't the best, really. Now, first round going out for Matt McLaren on 2 kills for TransacT. 2 kills also on Boom Boom. I mean, Boom Boom's doing work for Digital Dynasty. The work for the attacking side just isn't enough. Thatcher going in for patronizing. He's got the Thermite with him to combo with Panda. Again, 3 breaches, 1.
Defenders, protect your bombs from
I mean,
by attackers.
all information gatherers on the attacking side are kinda also disruptors, seeing that if IamMBenji actually sees you on the Jackal, you need to instantly change position, so that disrupts your playstyle, of course, and can completely shut down one strategy. But also, I call every operator an information gatherer, seeing that everyone's got 2 drones, which can gather informations, but I mean, IamMBenji is completely put on the information gathering side, seeing that he's got the Jackal. He at least can find footsteps, and even if he doesn't see where an enemy is completely, he at least sees where his footsteps are leading to.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers
Rubber, Matt McLaren and MGK staying on site. Scully still in the garage, also going to CCTV, and now it's all down to Payne, who's actually downstairs. And maybe even attacked anytime soon. You should hear that Panda's going up right now. So that should be mute jammers out of the game right there. The Thermite on the other side. Panda trying to make use of that. I think there was a mute jammer in position or being set up, that just didn't come through. So that first wall being opened up. Rubber still on half HP, but at least seeing one player outside. Apollo, Panda waiting outside to maybe find a player making a mistake. But right now there's no one coming in. Patronizing, opening up that next hatch on the roof. Still finding no one. Rubber going downstairs.
bomb located by attackers.
The Rubber's the one probably roaming for TransacT.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I've seen TransacT put some work into roamers before, and it worked out pretty well. Question is, does it work out against Digital Dynasty? Are they expecting that? How will they counter that? Rubber moving towards, will find one kill against Boom Boom. MGK finding the kill against IamMBenji. Like that, this will be the 3v5. It's actually Digital Dynasty not doing too much against the roamer. There was one coming from behind, but not really anyone in position to take him out. Apollo staying alive. Panda. The Panda and Panda also alive. But how often have I called him Panda, not Panda? Don't know why. But Panda on the Thermite still trying to stay alive, still trying to use his last exothermic charge to move in. Actually, what I find is most concerning for Digital Dynasty, they've opened up the one wall. They've actually got one exothermic charge set up. They could have tried to go in completely, rather being taken up by patronizing. But what they did instead was completely ignore that open hole. And, I mean, try and use it. Payne trying to hold up that next player. Matt McLaren on the ground. Apollo doing some more work. Payne now in a smoke, being taken up by the Panda. And now it's all down to MGK. MGK in a 1v3. He's got 25 HP. Behind is Apollo. And in that 1v3, he can't win at all. Apollo will take him out and give a 1-1. A 1-all. A draw to Digital Dynasty. So the attack now looking a little bit better. Question is, can they hold that attack? Can they bring that attack to the next level? If it's going to go like Oregon did, All they need is another round as an attacking team. That's really all they need to do. Digital Dynasty now trying to tag CCTV Cash again. Valkyrie, Smoke, Mute, Jäger, and for Pain, an Alibi coming out for TransacT, and Sophia, Ash, Thermite, Thatcher, Jekyll coming in for Digital Dynasty. So, got again 3 breaches, 1 anti-utility, 1 disruptor, or main information gatherer. Also a disruptor. You could also kinda call him an information gatherer on Legion. The IQ actually, so 2 anti-utilities coming out for the defending side. First map was Oregon. Went 4-1 for Digital Dynasty in the first half, 5-5 second, and after that in the overtime 7-5. So TransacT actually winning Oregon, bringing the 1-0. Digital Dynasty at least getting 1 attacking round. The attacking round, like I already said, were the ones that didn't really work out for the teams. Now, trying to make them work will be Digital Dynasty, at least getting 1 already done. The, like I said, Legion coming out for Pain. That's mostly a disruptor, but if you know where your Legion mines are, I mean, you could also kinda see that he can be used as an information gatherer. So, yeah, interested to see how this is going to work out. Actually, I'm seeing that thing up here the first time in years. I mean, yes, of course, the map was made new, so that wasn't there before. But how are you supposed to get up there? I mean, there's a ladder right there, yes, of course. But you need to get up there to get the ladder. Ubisoft, please fix. Thank you. Pain, now on the eastern stairs. Trying to see if anyone will come in soon. Apollo going in from the bedroom. His drone visually bugged, which isn't too nice to look at. Patronizing on his way in. This time, already a hole opened up in that wall. They are going to try and use that immediately. Pain will be sure to make himself known, because that Legion mine should have been seen by Patronizing, who's at least getting 1 shot down Pain, but Pain finding the headshot and bringing a 4v5. Matt McLaren still downstairs in the basement, hoping he can find anyone in the garage. There's no one coming upstairs yet. So, Matt McLaren still completely not useless. I mean, he's not useless, but he's not doing too much downstairs, is he? Rubber also in the basement, they won't be able to find anyone right there. So right now, if they aren't fast enough and Digital Dynasty attacks fast enough, they will be able to bring this to a 4v3. And a 4v3 is completely winnable. Apollo finding the first kill against MGK. And like this is a 4v5. Scully and Pain are the last 2 players on the side. Still 2 players in the basement who won't be doing too much. A 2v4 might be fatal. And to that comes that Scully and Pain are completely blocked off of each other. Pain's on the other side of the wall, at least has 1 hole to help him. That next wall probably being opened up. Scully trying to stay a little sharper. Jacherben finding the kill against Rubber. I really hope that's how you pronounce that name. Cause, like, I think I sound really certain with it. Hollow. Throwing a flashbang, finding Scully, bringing this all to a 4v2. Matt McLaren and Pain, the last 2 players alive. Pain being taken out by Bum, and now it's all down to Matt McLaren. 4v1. Diffuser being planted, he's got 1 killer, but with that killer he won't be able to do too much. And 4 players on the side, and he needs to be so loud to actually get in. Dropping down the garage now, trying to go upstairs. We'll find Jacherben, find the first kill, and now it's all a 3v1. And McLaren able to maybe pull this off. Finding Apollo, but Apollo will find the headshot. And like that, the 2-1 for Digital Dynasty, who are able to win the second attacking round. Haven't seen that before, really. Looking really good for Digital Dynasty. Because 2 rounds was all you needed to win the second half for on Oregon. 2 rounds as an attacker. And now, well, this might be it. If the 4-1 is going to come out again in the second half, this is definitely it. But we're on a different map. So, I mean, defending on Clubhouse before Clubhouse was rearranged wasn't really the easiest thing to do. You had one side you could try to defend, Church Arsenal, now coming out by TransacT, and it wasn't really the easiest. Even that, the easiest side to defend, wasn't really the easiest to do. On Clubhouse, you nearly never had someone winning an Church Arsenal defense. So it really was just a back and forth on, I mean, you switched sides immediately back in the day. So it was just Team A playing Arsenal, Team B playing Arsenal. Team A, you get the gist. To the overtime, where I've said it about the coin toss before, but where literally a coin toss was mostly deciding who will win, with who was defending first and who was defending last. And if you were attacking first, you just had to defend Arsenal once, which, I mean, the way I'm describing this, it's kinda sounding like Oregon. Really. Rubber setting up as Vigil, actually seeing the Vigil the first time around. Since the last match, haven't seen him before. Rubber trying to hold this from completely upstairs to try and get behind the enemy players. Rubber tried to roam the last round before. Maybe this is working as well. But with the defending is not the strong suit on this map, what I was trying to say, maybe, or probably this won't go to the 4-1 in the next round, or half. But we just have to wait and see. Erben trying to get up will be completely behind Matt McLaren. Will find that drone, so Erben at least able to tell where that one player, Matt McLaren, will be. Don't know if he's seen Rubber, but Matt McLaren taking huge amounts of damage through the window. That is Apollo coming through. But he won't be able to find the kill on Matt McLaren. Matt McLaren on half of his health, still staying alive. Apollo trying to drone in, and I don't know if Matt McLaren actually seeing that drone, trying to do anything against that. Apollo now charging in, has seen where that first player is. Panda also trying to give him the information. That drone just charged in. Erben also coming in. So now Matt McLaren's position known. Flashbangs coming in from 2 sides. Matt McLaren needs to go out right there. Ach, it's so probably like the operator, Jäger. So Jäger Ben? That makes sense, yeah. I'm guessing Jäger Ben then. Thank you, Levy, who was actually OSK, if I read that correctly in the last game. Apollo, or both Romers now successfully taken out of the round. TransacT now in a 3v5 with all 3 remaining players downstairs. Didn't work out too well for Matt McLaren and Rubber upstairs. Payne now at least finding Boom Boom. No one checking if they can drop downstairs safely, so now Payne getting the first kill against the first player. That's the Zephyr out of the game. Still 1 player upstairs. A player needs to switch places immediately, or swap positions immediately. Apollo now coming in. Payne still staying alive. There's still 1 player dead down below as a remedy of Payne's successful kill. Payne keeping back. Apollo flashing in. Scott Payne right behind him. Payne finding the next kill. I don't know how you're allowing Payne to get so many kills. But patronizing actually coming from behind. Panda finding the next kill and finding the next kill. And now it's all down to MGK. MGK in a 1v3.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. 15 seconds left. Attackers
Got 3 players on his side.
seconds remaining.
All being spotted. But the diffuser needs to be planted anytime soon. Will actually be planted by patronizing, and now MGK in a 1v3 needs to take care of the time. Diffuser on the ground. Patronizing, completely lying on that diffuser. MGK coming around. Will be spotted by another player before I can even come through. Panda finding that now last kill brings this 4th round into the hands of Digital Dynasty, who will now go with a 3-1. Thank you, Levy. Like I said, if you want another game to be casted by me, just check out my Discord. Links in the description, I think. Yeah, it should still be there. I'll try to accept anything, any request I can. And to Chubby, if you've missed the first match, it was a really, really good looking match. So if you want to watch that again, the VOD should be up tomorrow on YouTube. Hoping I can do that in time. So yeah. If you need to watch that first map, which, I mean, you probably should, just try and watch it there. I mean, YouTube channel's the same name as Twitch. It's not linked here yet. I probably should do that. But taking that shameless plug out aside, TransacT now able to defend Gym again. Gym Bedroom, we had that in the first round. I don't know why they didn't do that the last round. Was the only round they actually were able to defend successfully. So why are you not picking this? Why are you going downstairs into Armory and not upstairs in Gym? You're only a successful defense. They might have had a 2-2 right on their hands, and they might have been able to at least bring out a maybe even 3-2, maybe even the lead into this first half. Still the attack now for Digital Dynasty, looking better than ever, getting 3 rounds immediately in, and hoping this will stay, that their 2-round lead, maybe even sooner 3-round lead, will be with them till the end, or even bigger till the end. And now trying to come in as the Thermite. And McLaren is sitting in the showers, just hoping we can see anyone playing. Opening up the first window, Boom Boom coming from upstairs. Still seeing no one. And successfully, not successfully actually, now who's successful will be Scully. Throwing out 1 impact, and that is enough to take out that first exothermic charge. Which, it didn't work the first time, it works right now. Incredibly well done by Scully. He still has 1 more impact to throw. And I right now see why they are not picking the Bandit as the defense. Patronizing, that is not going to do anything. What are you supposed to do against Scully on that position? If that works out again, this will be immensely good for them. Second impact being thrown, didn't work out this well. Boom Boom actually having the right idea, using the same trick he's using to at least stun him right then. With a stun, he won't be able to throw a perfect impact, so Scully not able to get Panda's exothermic charge out, and like that they've got a hole. But again, Panda completely ignoring that hole. Anyone completely ignoring that hole, even the defenders, who don't need to worry about anyone coming through there, seeing that there is no one coming through there except for Panda right now. Patronizing, finding 1 kill against Scully. MGK still hoping he can find anyone as the evil eye. Rubber still defending in CCTV. Matt McLaren being taken out by Boom Boom, finding the headshot. Is it through the wall? Boom Boom, I want to see that. No, the wall is completely open. Apollo now taking out Rubber. So now this will be the 1v5. Payne, the last player alive, will at least find the kill against Boom Boom. His position is now known. There's another player coming from the bathroom. That's Panda taking out Payne. And with this, we are going in a 4-1. I didn't expect a 4-1 coming out on Clubhouse again, but it's coming. This time just for the attacking team. The thing is, are we going to see the same thing we've seen on Oregon, or is Digital Dynasty again trying to hold up against TransacT? TransacT now in a 3-round deficit. Digital Dynasty trying to win this first round again to at least have an overtime in their back. Worked the last time on Oregon. They are trying to do this a second time. Hibana, Thermite, Thatcher, Zephyr, and IQ for TransacT, Church, Arsenal, Defense for the Castle, Ela, Mute, Legion, and Jäger. Well, the Castle 6-pick to the Maestro. Boom Boom coming up with him. I've tried to play Maestro in Arsenal. It didn't really work. So, yeah. Boom Boom also picking the pulse right here. Because mostly, you want to play a Maestro on a side where you know your enemies are coming from. If you can't really place your Evil Eyes on the side. Or on a side where you've got free sight of everything. Like, bedroom and gym would be a perfect place for Maestro. Cash room, also CCTVs, a little bit more problematic, but could also work. On the other hand, Arsenal, you've got so much stuff and an L shape that is in your way. Also Church, also an L shape with stuff in your way. This is not the best place for Maestro to come into place, which is why Boom Boom is actually switching towards the pulse. I mean, it could still work. You don't really need to place him on the side. You could also try and hold off the hallways.
5 seconds remaining.
But mostly your enemy team is going to attack from upstairs with the hatches. MGK is playing the Hibana, trying to do that.
Attackers must locate and
You could also try and defend blue stairs. Then again, there's also not too much to defend there. And also well, there's too much to defend there, but there's also, well, one object blocking your path. So, you don't know where your enemy's coming from. You've got stuff blocking your point of view. Not the best place for Maestro to come on. Which, again, is why Boom Boom's playing the pulse. Jägerben now upstairs. Trying to hold as the Jäger. So, actually, Digital Dynasty also setting some stressing their roaming place as well, just like TransacT did. Apollo will now be seen. We'll take up that drone immediately. Jägerben and Apollo, the two players roaming right now. What are the other players doing? Probably staying on side, patronizing to Church, Cakeboom and Panda. Cakeboom, Boom Boom, and Panda towards Arsenal. Who was Cakeboom? I think also a Rainbow Six Siege player for anyone. Jägerben able to find the kill against Pain. Brings us all down to a 4v4. That's the line gone. I don't think... Have we seen an E1D coming out from him? Maybe, but it didn't do too much. Jäger's position now known. And I'm guessing he should call Jägerben. Jägerben seeing that he's playing Jäger right now. But Matt McLaren coming through, finding the kill onto Jägerben coming from behind. He didn't expect that at all. So Jägerben falling, and this is now a 4v4. But Matt McLaren on his way downstairs. Apollo still trying to hold up that staircase. Matt McLaren trying to come in from behind. 3 players now on the staircase. Apollo seeing no one. Seeing Matt McLaren at least finding 1 kill. 2 players already downstairs. And Apollo still trying to hold off against another player. He's at least brought this to a 3v4. MGK downstairs in the basement. Scully hoping he can find the Ela. Rab is with him. So Apollo in a 2v1. But a 2v1 which you could at least win. Rubber will see him. Flashbangs will come out. Scully will not charge in, but it's MGK who's charging in. Who's finding the kill against Apollo. 3v3. Patronizing, Pain, and Boom Boom. The last players alive. Boom Boom not really using his cardiac sensor. He still has 1 C4 and he's doing some damage against MGK, who's now down to half of his health. Scully taking some damage by the Legion, patronizing, dealing huge amount, not huge amounts of damage with his goo mines, but some. Boom Boom taking some damage. Will take out Scully. MGK's on the ground, and now it's all down to Rubber. Amazing C4 throw on him, patronizing, finding the last kill against Rubber, and now the 5-1. Digital Dynasty now sitting on the map point. And again, this is 4 map points. You shouldn't lose that, but they did in the last round on Oregon. So now, 4 rounds to play, all a map point. Not a match point, seeing that TransacT won the first map 7-5. But Digital Dynasty still at least able to get 1 map out of their hands. Which is at least something. Now Ela, Mute, Jäger, and Legion coming up for Digital Dynasty. Boom Boom still waiting on picking that castle. CCTV Cash as the defense, and a Montaigne for MGK. Thermite, Capital, Sophia, and Thatcher on the rest of TransacT. So now the smoke on Apollo. Digital Dynasty just needs to defend this last round. It's possible. It's completely possible. They just need to try and hold it off. 5-1, and that could be the 6-1 pretty soon. Well, I'm just looking in which team was cake boom, in which team had cake boom. Which isn't the most important information, but I just want to know right now. Because I didn't remember. 7 kills on Patronizing, 8 on Boom Boom, which is looking good for them. With those amounts of kills, they should be able to hold off against TransacT. TransacT just able to get 1 round isn't the best thing.
10 seconds left.
Actually, Kekron might even have been a Rainbow Six Siege player.
5 seconds to go.
Rocket League player. Which,
Attackers
of course,
recovered the bomb
would
diffuser.
also be possible.
Attackers must locate
Apollo
and defuse the
now
bomb.
has the smoke, trying to hold off some more. MGK as Montaigne. Jägerben right there with him will immediately need to get off his position. There's one drone seeing him, 2 players coming towards him. And then Scully trying to get upstairs. And on the other side, trying to mute trick this charge. Thatcher EMP grenade coming out, Panda now setting up. But like, this is not going to work out, because as soon as that exothermic charge is actually in place and charged, it won't be destroyed. And I mean, a mute jammer also can't destroy a exothermic charge, but it's a completely different story. So that wall now opened. There's a reason why there's no mute tricking in Rainbow Six Siege. This is just such a small window to try and get that mute gem out of position. Rubber getting 1 kill against Panda. Jägerben also finding MGK. So that's at least the Montaigne out of the way, which is important. Which is an important kill done by Jägerben. Because with that kill, you're now in a 4v3. And, it's still 1 player behind, but that's the most important player out of the game. Patronizing, taking some damage, and now Jägerben and Apollo coming from the same position. Pain finding Jägerben, and that's all on to Apollo. Apollo in a 1v4, at least taking out 2 players. Diffuser not even planted. Apollo might be able to make this right here. It wouldn't be the ace, but a 1v4? To win a 1v4 to win would be completely great. Now Apollo, just waiting for the enemy players to come in.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Matt McLaren at least allowing them to know where Apollo is going to come from. Rubber finding that last kill. And like this, TransacT will at least win this 7th round and bring this to a 5-2. Still, great played by Apollo to try and win this. Brings him to 9 kills. Pain on 6, and well, still able to hold off. And it bothers me that that Pain's got 6 kills and not 3, because if he did, and if he would be more down the scoreboard, this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kill game for TransacT. Which, I mean, I'm a little bit OCD. I mean, it's great to see that. No pressure. Maybe MGK and Scully can at least get 1 kill. But to then still be to the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they had to lose the round, which isn't what they want to do. Digital Dynasty now trying to win completely. They'd be completely fine to have a number row go in for TransacT, because that would mean that they won the round. Well, maybe TransacT was just able to get 2 kills and then plant the diffuser. But I'm guessing that that's not going to be the case. You're not going to lose a round by with the diffuser with 3 players still alive. Panda still has the mute against his DB cash room coming out from Digital Dynasty. Didn't work out the last time. They are trying to make it work this time. If they are going to lose this round, they are surely going to go back to the basement, because I shouldn't hold up too long upstairs. Patronizing as the castle, trying to hold off anyone coming from the garage. MGK now as IQ. We had the not Maestro, Montaigne coming up the last time, not coming in this time. Follow the smoke, trying to open up some more holes for his team to actually go through. Well, not like that. Let's just look at how they are going to defend this. Boom Boom completely downstairs, roaming around the map. Is there another player roaming? I don't think so. There are 3 players on the side. Where's the 4th one? 5th one. Boom Boom downstairs. 3 players on site. We're missing 1 player. Am I? Which player? Is he? Oh yeah. There's another part of this map in the strip club. Yeah, of course. Ben in the strip club trying to hold from there. So 2 roamers, 3 anchor players, and Payne slowly trying to come into the site. Seen 1 castle barricade. Rubber will probably open that up. Going into the gym and bedroom to try and attack from behind. Scully already opened up one big hole for them. I'm not allowed by the ESL to quote what Thermite is actually saying, but he's opening up 1 big hole. Jägerben finding Rubber, who's now pushing towards Boom Boom. Jägerben at least getting some damage done onto Rubber, but well, Rubber's still alive. On more than half of his health, he's now in the kitchen. But I mean, even if I'm not able to quote the whole quote, you still know what I mean. Boom Jägerben hoping to find Rubber anywhere to try and get the next kill out of the game. They won't be. So 2 roaming players now completely sighted. Panda, Apollo and Patronizing now in a 3v5 because there's 5 players coming towards them. They need their roamers to come around to help them anytime soon. But they should be spotted if they are trying to come around behind the attacking team. MGK now in a 1v1 against Boom Boom. Boom Boom will win that with 1 headshot. Patronizing taken out by Payne. Boom Boom still on 25 HP. Rubber still looking immensely better. And McLaren on full health as Capital. Payne. The Thatcher trying to hit anyone through the wall. Where's Boom Boom in all this, and where's Jägerben? Jägerben coming from behind might be their most important asset if no one's watching him, because he's got 1 player right in front of him. We'll find him. There's a 2nd one, but Payne will take him out. If he's gotten that kill a little bit earlier, he would have gotten 2 kills for the price of 1, and that would have been the, well, win right here, because now Payne is in a 1v2. He knows where 1 player is, but he's now on half of his health. Finds Panda, and now it's all down to Boom Boom. Diffuser not planted. There's no time! And this is now the 6-2 for Digital Dynasty, who are able to win Clubhouse with the, like I said, 6-2, who lose Oregon with the 7-4 against TransacT. And like that, Digital Dynasty will win against, win at least 1 round, but will draw this out against TransacT. 1-1 the score at the end, and like that I say GG, well played. Both teams holding up a good defense and a good attack in the end of Clubhouse. 10 kills on I think 3 players. I've seen 2 on Digital Dynasty and 1 on TransacT, if I've seen that correctly. But, like I said, well played by both teams. They both put up a fair fight to try and win it all. In the end, it just was Digital Dynasty who were able to have a stronger Clubhouse, but a weaker Oregon for all. So, drawing this out with the 1-1.